with some semi-carry, in my opinion. This whole Lash and +1 that can just steamroll in the mid game versus Aster. Just play to your strengths on Lbzs. That brought you the win. What are you gonna...
It's crazy, right? Like, you got two heroes which you can't even... I mean, I guess he's going right click, because there's no way you go magic...
remaining.
We've been scarred, okay? We're a damage panel, right? We're not balanced when it comes to our Shadow Fiend experience.
Should be fine versus Lash on lane. Yep. Pretty much. That's the way I see it happening as well. Yeah.
Very, very accurate. ZS. Do you believe, Biko?
I actually do. I kind of like Lbzs' lineup. I'm a little worried about this.
The sun is gaining power!
Yeah, you as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
I believe in my son.
Yeah, I'll go with Aster. 10-3 fools. He baited you all like, come on. Okay, it's possible, but they really have to crush Ori. Yeah. And we've been talking about Ori being this comeback kind of a player at the moment.
Yeah.
Alright, surprising, but accepted. Alright, let's get into this one. It is, of course, Lbzs versus Aster with our casters. Zal Cryptic and...
Thank you, Nomad and friends. How you doing now? Excited for this one?
Absolutely, we get to see more Vast. We get to see Lbzs, and we've covered this team in the past with the Perfect World League, and with lower division. This is a team that coming up and down, highs and lows, but highs and lows with Shadow Fiend as well. This is an interesting one. The storied history here in the CN region. Paparazzi did an amazing job in the lower division. Upper division caliber player, and he's back there now. But unfortunately, the game that we saw about Emo, not so hot.
No, it was, I would say,
an emo performance.
A pretty rough game for the Shadow Fiend, and this one doesn't look honestly that much better at all. So I'm a little bit surprised by the last pick Shadow Fiend here. Obviously, it could just be comfort, but it's hard to justify a pick for comfort when it's just not a good game for it.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
I like these other parts of the draft. We saw the Wraith King come out, after the Nyx's Assassin when we saw the Leshrac. Surprised that one made it so far in, considering how contested the Wraith King pick is right now. People have just been using Reincarnation to amazing effect. Minus that one time that we saw the glitch with the Soul Ring, but...
Yeah, it happens, so what can you do?
Yeah.
I would say for me, the thing I'm really excited for is to watch the Grimstroke Spirit Breaker plays. Obviously, the Inkswell charge through the enemy team. It's always going to be quite fun to watch, so... Aster looking to play fast, it would seem. Well, just speed-wise, not actually game tempo-wise.
Oh yeah, speed-wise.
Well, he wants to go fast,
of course, yeah. And then with being able to spit people out as well, you move around very quickly in these team fights. But one thing that I was watching in the draft is this Leshrac pair with the IO. Usually, I like it paired with somebody who's got a heal or a save. So being able to help keep him alive or get him out of a team fight when he goes too far in, it feels like an amazing pairing. So I'm very happy to see that IO Leshrac picked back up, and I prefer it to the Death Prophet, though. Leshrac's kind of fallen out of favor compared to the Death Prophet.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
region, at the very least.
We'll see how he ends up doing in the mid lane here on the Shadow Fiend. Ori obviously going raise level 1, so we'll be able to secure himself these early CS. PP should be able to do the same, though, going the Lightning Storm. Not going to really struggle too much at all here, but as far as the lane goes, like Black was saying, Shadow Fiend doesn't really lose lanes. The quote-unquote lanes that he does lose
That's when he gets running afterwards, right?
Yeah, if he does even struggle in a lane, he just goes and farms jungle like super fast. Right? He's a great flash farmer. It's really that time after the lane stage that you have to be wary of.
Yeah, that's when we've seen it fall apart. When we saw Emo fall apart just the other day, it was a post-laning phase. They came in, they found a couple kills on him, and his game's been incredibly difficult to that point. And they do have heroes to set that up. Like, if you get a setup from Nyx's Assassin, you get a setup from Night Stalker, that stun or the slow, it's going to allow the Leshrac to get on top of you, hit him with a stun of his own, and just run you down. So SF has to be a little bit careful with positioning and have to get a very early BKB this game.
Yeah, the right-click build is definitely the way to go this game, so I would imagine that's where he's going to be going. Like, the Magic build, going for like a Yule's this game, I don't know what it would do for you. It's just going to like set up Lesh and Split Earth and like Night Stalker as well as Impale from the Assassin. So my guess, yeah, early BKB, we're gonna probably see that like Dragonlance, maybe even a Desolator build coming out from the Shadow Fiend into like what Eye of Scotty, I think, is what we typically see.
Yeah, and that's good this game against a number of these heroes.
Just need to try and kite them out. We haven't really talked too much about the supports here. So we have Salad, he's taking the IO. We've seen them actually pair it with the Night Stalker offlane before, or just basically trying to give Molasses the best possible start, so that he has an easy time getting to that 5-minute mark, and once you hit that 5-minute mark on the Lifestealer, or I'm sorry, on the Night Stalker, you just start to body the lane and have a really good time. So I like this decision once again. I love this pairing.
Right. Mid lane hasn't really gone either side's favor just yet, but Ori, like you mentioned, there's multiple points in the raise. He'll be able to clear out the wave so fast and move over the jungle and clear out stacks. So he's looking decent for him so far. The Lifestealer is a pick I'm a little bit concerned about. In my opinion, it's a little bit of an underwhelming hero, just like the SF. I think he's great in certain matchups, but he's got one of the lowest strength. I think it's the lowest strength gain in the game across every strength hero.
It is, yeah. I'm pretty sure you're correct on that one. I don't think any strength hero has lower strength gain. But the other thing, though, is it is very strong into heroes like the Wraith King. And actually, speaking of Wraith King, getting ran down here, Monet, you gotta be careful. He's gonna get him one more. And actually find the auto now. He's not gonna grab him. He has a Fairy Fire as well. Yeah, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, they realize chasing this Wraith King underneath the tower, he'll turn around, Wraith Fire blast you, and you'll take way too much damage. Like, maybe you get the kill, but it would be dicey as you start to dive the trees there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is once you're like on the Night Stalker, you just want to like try and max out this Void and get like multiple points in Hunter of the Night, so that by the time this first night comes around, you can try and secure yourself a kill in the lane, and then get Dark Ascension, try and find another somewhere on the map, or even lane again. So the Night Stalker really wants to play a fast game here bottom, and getting an early kill even outside of nighttime would be even better. Top rune, Inkswell, Boca. Sets up a water in there for Ori, and that might be our first blood as it goes the way of the Shadow Fiend. Beautiful start for him.
Yeah, and it's not surprising that this just happened to Nyx Assassin. I mean, he's sitting at level 1. This is one of the weaknesses of him. He's such a weak laner that you don't really want him sitting by the lane soaking up XP, but you rotate for the 4-minute rune, you have no spike carapace, no way of getting these enemies off of you, so he ends up going down, and Ori picks up a little bit.
I'm surprised. I mean, looking at Ori starting items, he's got the Null Talisman, which makes me feel like we might be seing the magic build Shadow Fiend, because a lot of times people opt for like the Falcon Blade if you want to go like the right-clicking build.
Yeah.
And it is just like a really value mana item, right?
Yeah. Null Talisman is a very, well, it was a left track.
Oh, was that left track we're looking at? Okay. Whew. Okay, I was worried for a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, bottom lane, they find the IO. Molasses trying to get his hands here on the Snapfire, not going to connect, but it is nighttime now.
Yeah.
So boy is much scarier.
Yeah. You have more armor than you used to, but still, Wraith King is able to chonk you down pretty quickly if he gets his hands onto you. So, IO down. Nighttime up now, though, but it's the first little bit of the night when you don't have your IO, and he's actually going to TP over the mid lane, refill the bottle of the Leshrac for, I think, making his way back down to the bottom lane again. So, Night Stalker, I think his first minute a little bit wasted, but at this point, I think Wraith King's going to be forced to retreat into the jungle pretty quickly here.
Yeah. The other thing that's nice about the Lifestealer pick, you know, looking at this top lane right now, is you leave him relatively alone. Like, he's not threatened by this Spirit Breaker Grimstroke combo. I mean, unless they get very lucky. It'd be a charge into bash, like into
Triple
another bash, and then
an RTZ sort of situation.
Yeah, it'd be very unlucky for him to actually fall in this lane.
Once he's level 6, though, he'll be fine. He'll they're not. Yeah, he'll be able to hop inside a creep and then just walk away.
Yeah.
The window of opportunity for those two heroes to kill him is just about to expire. Then they'll need SF to rotate up there, chain stun him down, and then try to finish him off.
Yeah, I mean, he's always got the rage, and that's what, you know, makes it so difficult to deal with him in the lane. I'm curious, though, like, if they just kind of leave him alone, because Lifestealer is actually not a hero that wants to rotate to the off lane like some of the other safe lanes that we see, right? Like, yeah. Lifestealer wants to sit in his lane and farm.
Yeah. He needs a couple of items before he feels that scary. He's very dependent on that. Not great at turning the game around if he has a rough laning stage either. Really desperately needs those farming tools. A bit like anti-mates that way.
Molasses is actually taking a lot of damage here in the bot lane for the Wraith King. Like you said, he does a lot of damage on the Wraith King.
Yeah. The helm of Iron Will, so they're not going to do too much damage to him. But right. Wrapping on him.
They're gonna go.
I don't think they can finish him off.
Nah. Too tanky, and they don't really have enough damage between the two of them quite yet.
Yeah. We were talking about that, I think when we got home the other night, just how broken Helm of Iron Will was. Gives you 6 armor, 5 HP regen, for like a cost of a little bit more than a Ring of Hell. That item really needs to be addressed. And some people just build the Helm of Iron Will and then don't build it up into an armlet, or build an armlet just because Helm of Iron Will is such a good component.
I remember, you know, they like are like, oh, you know, this item seems a little overtuned. How do we address it? And it's like, yeah, 25 more gold. Oh,
everything.
This item's terrible now. Boba got caught bottom lane. Nice charge comes through. Just take down detachment. Nicely done. A little bit of an assist there from the Shadow Fiend.
Both teams finding Possessed Mask. Red teams don't enjoy that one. Extra 7 strength, they'll fall into the jungle a bit faster. But just holding the mid lane right now on the snap. Fire wants to get that level 6 a little bit quicker and take advantage of any farm. Oh, never mind. He's just gonna pull this farm away from the tower so Ori can safely grab all this. They're feeding him all of the money in the world. He'll love to see it.
I mean, we know what it's like if Shadow Fiend falls behind, right? Like the Shadow Fiend is not a hero that.
He's 500 net worth up on the enemy mid. He's top of the net worth right now.
Yeah, I mean that's expected. That's how this hero does, and then it's, you know, like I was saying, like you were saying earlier, it's like it's that 10 to 15 minute time frame where it's like if he dies once, he dies twice. This hero feels so bad to be playing.
Yeah, right about that one. All right, chipped vest now on the last track. I'm not sure if they'll hold it on him or they'll pass it over the life steal. It makes him that much harder to trade with and initiate on in these 2 fights, but Night Stalker probably wants the extra HP regen and whatnot. Damage is very nice when people are trying to punish him for his dives. Trying to move behind the tower here. I mean, they've got a lot of heroes committed up here behind the lifestealer, but even so,
he's forced out. that he has to go bottom. Like, he knows the Shadow Fiend's been up here.
Yeah, I'm not sure they would have been able to. They would have been close to killing him like, before he hops in a creep, but I don't think he wants to waste the time that he could be farming. Again, the early game is very important for the lifesteal, whether or not you have impact and skill in the late. Because you don't have these team fight abilities on your hero in order to turn things around.
Oh, baby, I'm seeing a right-click Shadow Fiend. We got the treads. We're going the Dragonlance into BKB. Thank you, buddy.
Sometimes you start your day with, what, 3 Banes of Elfskin, 1 of the power treads, 2 more for the Dragonlance.
Not as powerful as the 5 bands of Elbzs.
Another went into a Yash now. What's the last one for?
Just to fill the inventory.
Just to fill the inventory.
I don't know. Slot efficiency, slot efficiency.
Yeah. That's something that everyone should do. If you're not using all your inventory slots, especially on a support, buy yourself a whip. It's fantastic.
Or a fluffy hat. Keeps you warm in the winter. Not able to stay warm right now. It's gonna be the Snapfire though.
Winlay's not enough to get away from that one. No boots.
No. Batman's coming for you. You know what can you do?
They realize they're not able to defend that one, and now with the Dire Squad set up around this Radiant Tower, I'm not sure they're going to be able to defend this. Leshrac absolutely melting this tier 1.
They don't have fort either, so not a whole lot of options. All beautiful stop there from Molasses. Thanks to that Dark Ascension vision, they get the splitter. Big impale on the backside from the Nixus. Has an XXS. Gonna go down. Requiem just to, I guess, push the Lbzs away, but they're planning on leaving already. They got what they wanted.
And man, it's Spirit Breaker. A very quick usage of that.
Void?
Void.
Yeah, dude, the first usage of the game, I was like, what is that ability called?
Very quick usage of that boy with the mini stun on it. Stops the Spirit Breaker from getting in. He had the Ink Spell on him as well. That didn't end up connecting with anybody either. And that's a huge part of your initiation. You were talking about that one at the start of the game.
Yeah, Ink Spell, Spirit Breaker, very scary. I mean, once you have, like, Shadow Blade, you know, it's a little bit less obvious that the Spirit Breakers are coming. But Night Stalker, he's gotta have quick fingers to deal with them going on later in the game.
It's gonna be a bit of a kitten for the next couple of minutes, or the next at least 60 seconds here. Dark Ascension on cooldown. We're sitting at the second day of the game, but underneath that tier 3, no one's really gonna run at them there. Some heroes hanging around, but they've decided
That's into detachment. He's actually gonna get spotted by this sentry, but
doesn't matter.
yeah, doesn't end up netting them a whole lot, but it will actually net them the lifestealer. Nice play there from the Spirit Breaker. Set up that Nether Strike. Cookie the Fall, and obviously Mortimer Kissa has set up a second kill there, so they do punish it pretty heavily.
Yeah, fast reaction. I was surprised they managed to get everybody in there. That was a sick play by the Spirit Breaker. Nether Strike coming off onto the Lifestealer instead of Nix's Acid there. Managed to pull it back, still had enough time, and of course with Rage on cooldown, no way he gets out of that. So now, 100 net worth on the SF. He's having a wonderful game.
Yeah. This is the one thing about the Lester that worries me, right? Is Spirit Breaker is just so good against this hero. You pop this Rage and try and run away, or Rage to go to TP, and he's just like,
everything pierces magic, and you can't target him with your charge when he's magicking him, but the Greater Bash will still land if you've already used it on him.
Yeah, and you can also just Nether Strike him at this point, right? Yeah, it's just
a lot of his Rage, yeah.
Very scary. I mean, the smoke ended up netting them 2 really big kills, so really well played by Aster, but speaking of smokes, Lbzs can do the same here.
Just came back up.
Yeah, it's a big timing. I mean, driving the Shadow Fiend would be ideal, but they don't really have their eyes on him quite yet. Spirit Breaker might actually catch him on the wave here at bottom. They do see him, so.
Who cares about Spirit Breaker?
You got a Yules on Lesh now. He's a much easier kill.
I mean, if you do get this, you gotta Yules him the moment he uses. Oh no, if he gets out of this one.
They have the vision, he does. Dark Ascension does come out in time and it ends up getting wasted. Alright, Spirit Breaker with the gamer sense today.
Big plays on Aster. That buys them a lot of time, and Monet, he's gonna pressure the top tier 1 tower with this one. Well, never mind, he don't got the boys, they're coming!
Oh, they're coming. You can always, they're reliable, you know?
Yeah, let's go, get them in there.
Nice, relocate into the fight. Here comes Salad above PB, they grab Monet, but a great soulbind onto 2. Ori's got a lot of damage. They get the crit, Shrek is gone. On the backside, Nether Strike out here. They've caught Molasses. No Dark Ascension available. The body blocks for a moment, but a nice impale once again from detachment. So it's one for the moment. Inkspell not going to connect, but the Cookie on forward gets the stun. The bash back, of course, sets up another.
Of course, he Cookie's on through him, stuns it, and then bashes him back into his team. When you're good, I suppose.
Yeah, and another summon of the boys top lane. They'll be able to look on the tier 2, take this with ease. Aster looking very good here in game number 1.
Yeah, opening those outposts, they didn't get it before that 14-minute mark, so the XP still with the way of Lbzs, but total map control now. They're going to set their eyes on this mid-tier 1. They want that. It's crazy they've taken the top tier 2 before they've gotten that one. That is a rare sight to see.
Yeah, you don't really see the tier 2 fall that fast. Yeah,
towers just don't die that quickly. You usually want to be able to secure like the majority of the enemy team's jungle, which of course means taking the tier 1 tower before you go up to the tier 2, so it becomes too easy for the enemy team.
I love how fast Aster is playing right now. They feel so confident. All right, Life Stealer, off for the moment. Inkswell going to be dispelled there by PP into the split earth. Maybe trying to this route, but a nice cookie to save him. So again, they get the tower, they disengage, they continue to dominate here on the net worth.
Yeah, they are going to continue to play fast. We see the, it's rather than a Blink Dagger, a Desolator coming on the Wraith King, so he just wants to be able to sit in front of his team, hit these buildings, and take them out as quick as possible. And SF will contribute to that quite a bit as well. He's going, what, second item BKB here?
Yeah, he'll disassemble, right?
Yeah, it is very important. He can't afford in this game. That was some of the mistakes that we saw from Emo when we were watching his SF. Just these early game deaths, set your game plan down, slow your game down, playing down so much.
And this is the time frame that it really matters, right? You cannot afford to start losing this lead that you've built. So BKB completed, perfect timing here, 15 minutes in. The Heroes and Lbzs aren't really even close. I mean, Night Stalker's still got a ways to get to his. PP, we saw him go the Yule Scepter. So he's got some items to pick up as well. Another Infest into the next Assassin. Bottom lane, they're looking for, I think, the Spear Breaker, but they've got their eyes on Leshrac here in the mid lane as the charge.
Dude, the SP is wasting so much of their time.
I mean, Lifestealer just dropped off bottom lane. He's like, all right, I guess we're not going to get this hero.
Yeah, maybe Black was right about this hero. Maybe it is just that broken.
Spearbreaker is very good, yeah.
The stuns on this hero, BKB piercing, Nether Strike. Even though you don't have that, old items, a new one is even better. Yeah, remember that AoE Greater Bash? Or sorry, Nether Strike. AoE Nether Strike. That was an interesting one.
That was sometimes very good, otherwise sometimes useless. Not played. He's gonna reload out PP. Well,
you thought the spell was coming. Yeah. Getting baited, outsmarted by the heroes on Aster, and this is the total map control that they have now. Lifestealer is farming down the bottom lane by himself, but gave a vision of exactly where he was. He knows to be in this team fight. They don't control the outpost. They don't have a mid or a top, a mid tier 1, a top tier 2. Taking his Roche is incredibly safe.
Yeah, and like you said, there's not a lot you can do to stop this. They're going to grab this Aegis. Most likely for Ori, Monet will be on the front line hitting towers, but I feel like you've got to give it to the Shadow Feed, right?
Yeah,
it's got to be, right? Okay. I was saying, like, he's the one you can't afford to die, right?
Yeah. Like, he's not the most farmed hero anymore. It's Monet, but if SF goes down, he's going to be the main target. If you get detachment on top of him somehow, Nick Assassin gets on top of him as well. He is going to melt if he doesn't get his BKB off in the fight, so a little bit more room for error here on Ori now that he's got the Aegis.
I mean, the smoke popped here for a moment, so I think they know there's someone at least somewhat nearby. Ori does have that bottled DD rune, so very scary pickup. But the rest of the Lbzs have retreated back to their base, and they can start pushing bottom lane, take down another tier 1 tower here most likely.
Yeah, it looks like Ori's just looking to backdoor the tier 1 with his DD rune. He's going to make very quick work of it.
Yeah, just force the fort.
I mean, he is very farmed on Ori, but he doesn't have the most XP. This isn't like nothing to say is Tinker that we saw a couple of days ago against Phoenix.
Those give me nightmares still, actually. Watch it, like thinking about, that Tinker in that game. Haunts my dreams still.
He got away with way too much that game. Yeah, Tinker is so bad. I'm not surprised if we see it just banned out against PSG LGD every single game.
Yeah. They do have the second fort available again after taking the tier 1, so they should be able to slow down the push here onto the tier 3, but the damage, it's going to start adding up. You got to be careful. I can see they've already backed out on the Spear Breaker, so
yeah.
Just forcing Lbzs back into the base. They're going to smoke up right away.
Yeah, it is nighttime. They've got Dark Ascension available. You're fighting into an Aegis, you're grabbing at straws. I mean,
they actually have a ward here that might scout them. Molasses pops the Dark Ascension, will find the Snapfire, and she gets the D-ward with the BKB, just gonna range to spell to ignore it, and Ori taking a lot of damage from the life, so he's not going to have BKB after this Aegis, so he needs to be a little bit careful. Monet, thinking of going in, decides to back out instead. You've still got Nightstalker up in the skies, giving the vision onto the Shadow Fiend. This is the worst case scenario. You cannot afford to go down a second time here. Nice Great Fire Blast onto PB, but the Impale comes through. Nice cookie to save him. Backside of the fight, they're just running in. It's going to be XXX and Monet. They get two. They take down the Owl. They take down the Lesh. Detachment now on the front lines all alone, as he will fall as well, joining his team.
Looks like a best case scenario for you. The SF, he knows BKB's down. He's wasted his Aegis, your team surrounds him, but the timing of that Spirit Breaker coming back in is something that Nick's assassin probably had to look out for. If you could have hit the SB and the SF with the Impale at the same time, you might have been able to win that fight, because everyone was stunned up, but that's a little bit ambitious. I think that he wasted his Spike Carapace was just before the SB came in. He didn't really return any damage, didn't hit anybody with a stun on the Spike Carapace on the Nyx, and the team fight kind of came apart for them. It looked amazing for them, but Aster, with having to buy back there, do come out on top, and they're not going to lose any map control off of this either.
Yeah, the Wraith King actually just finished up his Blink Dagger. We see going for the AC, but they managed to find the Wraith King top, and without reincarnation, this is a big pick. Well done. I mean, that's a little bit of an aggressive farming spot there, but gets punished by the side of Lbzs.
Maybe they agreed with me a little bit too much. They thought, yeah, we've got map control still. I can farm wherever I want. Unfortunately, they do still do a lot of damage. If you don't have BKBs available, if you don't have that second life, if your team is going to be able to assist you in time.
So this is an interesting build here for the Spirit Breaker. He's thinking of going Kaya Yasha into the tags instead of just going over the So we've lost.
See, it's the least build item.
Yeah, I mean, that's surprising.
It was only like 8, 12 times, something like that. Not enough, by the way.
Build my it's
passed on pause for
I can't imagine right now. I'm just kidding. Do you think it was actually good at some point?
with the sniper eggs when it stunned them for long.
Oh,
people were
okay.
calling it on.
Yeah, that was pretty fog actually.
Yeah, but that was like more than a year back now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun time. That was a fun time actually.
Yeah.
Good old 3-position sniper.
Yeah, Sanj is just too good for you to build the other.
Right? I think that's like the thing. Sanj has just been such a good item for so long.
And they keep on trying to nerf Sanj. Like the strategy just little by little goes down.
Speaking of nerfed, Snapfire right now.
This is Snapfire peak performance. This requires no nerfing.
Oh no. Huh? It's so funny. Yeah.
Thank you, production.
Top tier. Great job. Thank you.
Yeah. The mouth open just makes it so much better. It throws it up. Perfect frame.
She's just surfing it, man. Well done.
We only use the freshest production here in the CND PC. Perfect world. Alright, back on topic of the game though. We'll get back that Snapfire later. Leshrak, he's working on his Kaya. After getting the plate mail done, so not going to finish up that Shiva's guard before going to the Kaya, which is an interesting move in my opinion. I think the Shiva's guard does help him quite a bit in these team fights, being able to control people up. If the SB comes in, his damage is significantly reduced with that Shiva's guard slow.
Yeah, it is such a sick item, this game.
Like, vision over everybody. Vision is decent already with the Night Stalker, and speaking of, I think we're going to take advantage of this extension off the cooldown. Forward. Grimstroke wouldn't be the ideal target. I think they did see him momentarily in the mid lane.
So yeah, they're trying to push the lane, but
you don't want him.
Yeah, you're trying to find these other heroes, the Wraith King or ideally Shadow King.
Aster knows exactly what's up here. Like, 2 lanes are pushed in, like, past where the tier 2s are right now. They're like, guys, I'm pretty sure they're smoked up going for us, otherwise they'd be farming at the moment.
Gosh, I can't believe Snapfire's still stuck like this.
Yeah.
So distracting. Fix yourself, Mortimer. You
do your job.
I'm sorry. It's so good. It's so good. Different build than what we've seen sometimes on the Snapfire. Like, a lot of times we've been seeing, like, the Brown Boot Wand into Aghanim Scepter, right? Like, just that early gobble up. This game going for more of a amplification build, going that Solar Crest, trying to just add that on top of your Wraith King or your Shadow Fiend in these fights are going to be pretty huge, actually.
Yeah. They are. Probably SF is, he's going to be sitting in the back, pumping out damage. A lot of the time, Red King's going to be held in place by either the Nyx Assassin or the Night Stalker. So SF just wants to swing away at people, and there it is. Your Kaya Yasha.
Okay.
One of the rare instances it's completed, and one of the reasons you build this on Spearbreaker rather than a strength Assange, as he is a strength hero, is just because your damage is all based on movement speed. It's magical damage, so.
Yeah. And you have bulldoze. Who needs more static resistance?
Yeah, who needs more static resistance when you already have bulldoze? So that will amplify the damage not only from percentage-based movement speed damage, but also amp your spell. So that speed's going to do a lot of damage here. I don't know the exact number from where he's able to clear out an entire creep wave. I don't think he's quite able to do it even with the Yashikaya, though.
I think it'll be close for sure. It'll be very close. I know with Aghanim Scepter, it's almost guaranteed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. We can see on the levels here, he's level 18, 16 of the Wraith King, so he's actually managed to pull himself ahead. About even a net worth. There's going to be the BKB, comes out, he finds the grip stroke, he'll just settle for the kill here. They need something. I mean, it's been a dry spout here for a little bit.
Yeah. 10-7 right now. Not the most exciting the last couple of minutes. Unfortunately, Grimstroke couldn't get the soul bind off onto the two heroes there before he went down, so the Aster heroes opted to back off.
I'm really curious to see how this lifestyle is going to match up in the Wraith King late game, because we have seen Wraith Kings absolutely crush every hero in the late game. Like, they just get to a point where they start three-shotting.
I think the Wraith King just gets a Silver Edge and then ruins Lifestealer's day.
See, that's what I'm wondering too. Is that just how that's going to work?
Yeah. That one's going to work. Lifestealer's pretty underwhelming. It would have been great if they could have picked it up on the side of Lbzs, but I think they're a little bit. I guess they just favored the Nyx Assassin. Figured that would be more worthy than getting their position 1. I am pretty biased. I absolutely hate Lifestealer.
That's sorry. TP again, TP back to the tier 3 top. Second Roche cooling down in just about 25 seconds, and Aster's really been the ones kind of controlling the map for the last, I don't know, 6-7 minutes-ish. So they're pretty much in a great position. Bottom lane, they actually managed to find the Night Stalker, so they do get themselves a pick and at a perfect time as Roche is respawning, and that guy does not have buyback.
Yeah, and check out the Express gun. Is he gonna stick?
He's in there.
Is he gonna Grim Stroke? Does he see the Roche respawn?
Ooh.
Wait, go back in, go back in.
Yeah.
Come on. He's not going back in.
He's not. They get D-ward.
They do. So, burning a little bit of this time while the Night Stalker's dead. Otherwise, they would have been able to take that, and with no buyback available. Alright. They've got 20 seconds. That might be enough. Plus another, 5 to teleport to that outpost. Yeah. That Solar Crest is going to make quick work.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Deso, Solar Crest, and Little Shredder. You got a lot of minus armor on these teams. And one thing to note is Leshrac is not a very...
He's just not moving. Can we zoom in on the stat file one more time?
No. It's so funny.
Right.
Smoke up instantly after Roshan. They did this last time. Didn't end up netting them anything, but it might end up netting them a whole lot as they run right into PP. He gets the BKB off. Megome goes in, gets the bash onto the... I mean, Shadowfeet is just getting destroyed. He does get the fear, though. The Exorcism does connect. The Wraithfire Blast comes through as well. You need help on the Lifestealer, and it's not there. He goes down. No buyback available. Now the chase onto the Leshrac continues, but instead Monet jumps over, helps finish off the kill there onto Molasses. A 2-for-1.
It looked like it was going to go the way of Team Lbzs at the beginning of that one. Ori kind of messed that one up. He used his BKB before he went down because he had a double damage rune. He didn't want to waste that, but, that turns out your main carry, of course, is the Wraith King. He's able to pump out a lot of damage in these team fights. He's absolutely melted the Lifestealer there, and things came apart, and we figured this would happen. I mean, with this Armlet, Deso, BKB, and now a Hyperzone on him, he's just able to blow these heroes up so fast with this crit.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of minus armor. I mean, the Presence of the Dark Lord, that ability just is so sick. It's just a Deso, basically, for your whole team. They've already got a Deso, the AC aura coming out. Like, the synergy between these heroes ends up being pretty huge.
Night Stalker doesn't come back in. No Dark Ascension this time, though. And BKB, put down a couple seconds, but... Alright, they opt not to go on Monet. Too difficult with that Ink Spell on him. No Lifestealer just yet. Well, Keenan with advantage now. Aster's looked pretty good in the last couple of team fights.
Dude, if these guys get the Presence of the Dark Lord affects buildings and then the extra armor reduction and the AC up, these towers, like these buildings, are gonna die so fast. Like if Aster ever gets to your high ground, it's gonna get shredded.
Yeah. Well, they're going for a change of strategy now. Wicked Sphere is coming out on the left track. Again, still sitting on this plate mail just so we can deal with all that minus armor. But now the Heaven's Halberd being worked on by Molasses, I think they're realizing, all right, we need to bring down, control out Monet, and just kind of like have the Night Stalker deal with this Shadow Fiend on the back line.
Oh, Molasses scouts out the Spirit Breaker here, protected for the moment, and in comes the Wraith King, just gets taken down so fast. Ori with the assist there, another strike onto the Lifestealer we were talking about in the range. Doesn't help you against that ability, and boy oh boy, what timing for the Ags there on this Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, that's timely eggs indeed. He's doing tons of damage. He has so much control now at the BKB piercing both of his abilities.
Oh, he's charging bottom. Onto who? Finds Lash. Well, high five and he walks away. I mean, he got the spider legs. Couldn't get any better than that.
Yeah, you got the spider legs. You got blinking on it. You guys are boxing.
Oh no! God, the 3 heroes. They're gonna be able to jump right into the base. Nice by Carapace there. Front detachment will buy him some space. Rear grenation gonna get popped more because he's doing a little bit of damage to the charge through. Comes in again. Nice impale to try and interrupt it. But you're falling low. There's gonna be the Requiem right on top of 2. The break onto the Lifestealer, trying to get it out once again, but XXS comes in, another strike. Can he get away with it? He does! No way! The Spirit Breaker!
Oh man, the Lbzs is down without buyback now. Everyone, they get out. They didn't lose any of their core heroes here. The only part they lost is the SP, but my god, is that worth it?
Dude, this is the saddest Lifestealer ever right now. He just got dove to the tier 4. Nether striked and diebacks. Oh no. Alright. The fact that his whole team is not tipping Spirit Breaker is a little unfortunate. That guy deserves it.
Yeah.
Put his
That
life
is a
on the
no
line
fear
for these
Spirit
guys.
Breaker right there. All damage goes for the Yashikaya, goes for the Aghanim Scepter, right underneath the tier 4s. And you gotta give that guy some respect.
Yeah, that was sick. Great play.
Yeah, maybe don't try this in your games.
Really, really enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
40 seconds without that one. They continue to put the hurt on here. They know they don't have the life steal. The boys, they're in.
Yeah, we do a lot of damage here to tier 3, and Ori gonna start working on the melee barracks as well. Detachment, trying to go in with the bolt. They actually get a great impale set up onto the Grimstroke, and he's just dead. Lifestealer still dead for those 20 seconds. So what can you do here on Lash? He's just dead. Ori just clicks him down.
He lost all that bonus armor he had when he had even underneath the tier 4 towers there, and that's it. GG is called. There's nothing they're able to do. Lifestealer just couldn't hack it, and we see a hell of a performance here on the SF8. It's 7. I mean, I was worried about this one, but kept him alive the whole game. They had his teammates there for the saves all the time, and near the top of the net worth.
Yeah, they never able to slow him down, and despite Lbzs having what
Their draft.
yeah, they'd fall in game number 1.
Okay, we will wait for game 2. Hold on for 5 minutes again. We will be back. Thank you.